"You're dismissed, Lieutenant. Get off my deck." The words rang out like cannon fire across the steel belly of the carrier. Admiral Prescott didn't yell. He didn't have to. His voice was sharpened now to silence an entire row of officers mid-step. Everyone turned toward woman standing motionless at the edge of the command tower, sunlight glinting off the mysterious insignia on her sleeve. She didn't flinch. She didn't speak. She just stared at him, then turned slowly, boots echoing across deck as she walked away. Stripped off command before she ever got to use it. Before we move further into this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. Let's dive in. Aara Voss had expected resistance, but not outright dismissal. She wasn't a decorated veteran. Showa sent part of the Admiral's old boys' club, but what no one knew, what even Prescott hadn't been cleared to learn, was that she had designed the Vera missile command architecture embedded ban the ship's surface. The encrypted launch code running through every steel corridor. That was her language. She wasn't here to take orders. She was here because something in the system had gone wrong. To our surlier buried in a routine diagnosticron, she'd spotted it. A dormant signal buried inside the targeting matrix. Deep, foreign, invisible to anything but custom-level access. A false ping, a hidden launch key, not from the U.S. fleet, but spoofed, masked in Allied clearance. She'd flagged it, froze it, and sprinted straight to the Admiral. "There's an unauthorized launch key embedded in your mainframe," she had warned. "If it activates, we're not looking at a drill. We're looking at a hijack." But Admiral Prescott had barely let her finish. "This is a combat ship," he said, smug and dismissive.
"Not a classroom."
"Get your hands off my system, Sand. Go back to your laptop." That was his mistake. Below deck now, stripped off clearance and surrounded by systems Sean's built, Aara activated a ghost line. An offline bridge she had installed years ago, known only to a small group within the Omega Directive. The door's tough weapons control vault hissed open-ender, her biometrics. Her fingers flew across the panel. Bypassing firewalls herself had constructed until the unauthorized signal pulsed again. Brighter, stronger. It had begun. Above her, chaos exploded. Alarm screamed across the carrier. Missile ignition had triggered. But no one on the bridge had pressed launch. Officers sprinted to terminals. Aboard it. Someone yelled, "Where's the override?" The Admiral's fist thundered. "This is a breach, Finn source. Shut it down now." Then in the middle of the come storm, her voice rotored. "Com. Composed. Unshaken. Missile 2A is locked by foreign code. I've seized its trajectory and reroeth payload. Repeat. Control has been transferred." "Who is that?" Prescott's houted. "Lieutenant Voss," she said. "I'm deep in missile core, an Admiral. I didn't launch it." "Your system did." I stared at the blinking red screen in front of him, helpless, disbelieving. "Disarm it," he growled. "Now I can't," Aara replied. "It's already in Desky." And then it happened. On deck, a thunderous roar tore through the air. Smoke plumed. Fire roared as a missile soared from the vertical launcher, leaving a trail of white flame behind it. Crew members shielded their eyes. Prescott stormed onto the flight deck just in time to see the trail arch above them. Rising into the clouds, gain and galted. At impossible speed, then Zillance, the missile stopped midair, hovering at the brink of the stratosphere. And without a target locked, it detonated into harmless vapor. A controlled neutral burst, Codidento, the system as a last resort safety should secretly built in. When these smoke cleared, Aara stood at the edge, off the deck, wind-swept hair, slevis rolled. Hands steady, every sailor starred. The Admiral turned, jaw clenched, fury boiling just beneath confusion. "You just launched a missile off my ship." "No, sir," she said. "Your system launched it. I stopped it from turning into war." He stepped closer, eyeing the unfamiliar patch on her uniform. "Who are you, really?" She didn't thust. "Omega Directive. Created. The encryption framework. Your fleet. Depenson. I'm not just here to advise. I'm here to protect it." "You bypassed orders," he hissed. "I followed purpose," she said. "The one you were never briefed on because the people who created it don't report to you." The Admiral looked around at his stunned crew at the silenced deck at the crater where protocol had just collided with reality. Then, slowly, reluctantly, he saluted, not for her unk, but for what she had just prevented. The next day, Aara was flown off the ship with no press, no ceremony, no official report. But every sailor who saw the launch knew what had happened. Name, they spoke of the woman who saved the ship, not by following orders, but by breaking silence. Because Asomades, the person they try to dismiss, is the only one who understands how close they just came to disaster. And sometimes the code that saves everything comes from the one voice they refuse to hear. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know how you'll feel in the comments.